Hi, hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another reading vlog. I really did enjoy doing that one that I did in April, and I've been really looking forward to doing another one because it just was so fun to sit down and talk about my books as I was reading them with you guys. So without further ado, I'm going to talk to you about the books that I am currently in the middle of, which there are two of them, actually three if you count my audiobook that I am not very far into. I'm not really going to do like a TBR for the week just because I know that last time I kind of was a bit of a mood reader and didn't really stick to a TBR and just kind of read random things. I am in the middle of A Dark and Hollow Star, and according to the audiobook, I'm about 41% through with this. This is the copy that I borrowed from my library, but I'm finding that I'm really enjoying the audiobook, and it is a full cast, so that's super duper helpful. This is a debut novel from Ashley Shuttleworth, and it follows a group of fae, and other than that, I can't really even tell you what exactly this book is about. There's just been so far a lot of world building, a lot of getting to know the characters and their personality and figuring out what is going on. There is a huge mystery surrounding ironborn fae, meaning half fae, half humans, and that's kind of what we've got going on right now. But I am really enjoying it. It's really solid. It's just a lot to take in right off the bat, so the audiobook has been tremendously helping me. I listen to it on about 1.5 speed if I'm doing something, but if I'm physically reading with it, I'll listen to it on 2 times speed, and it is available on Scribd if you're interested in that. Another book that I'm currently reading is The Bromance Book Club by Lyssa Kay Adams, and this is one that I picked up this weekend while we were camping. I haven't gotten very far into it. I'm actually only on chapter 3, but I'm really enjoying it so far. This follows Gavin and his wife, who have decided to separate, and his wife has asked for a divorce. He finds out that she's been faking orgasms for their entire marriage, and this very much upsets him, and it kind of deals with the miscommunication between the two of them, and it's sort of a second chance romance, I guess, in that it's talking about this married couple who are obviously already together and how they are working to fix the cracks in their marriage and be better for each other and together. And Gavin joins the Bromance Book Club, which is a group of men who read romance books in order to better guide them to deal with the women in their lives. I've heard really good things about this one, so I'm probably going to be finishing this one this week, and I'm really excited about it, so I hope that I enjoy it as much as everyone else. And then the audiobook that I'm currently reading is actually a reread of City of Bones. As you will have heard me say in my previous reading vlog, that I was reading the Infernal Devices, Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, Clockwork Princess, and I finished those, but I wanted to do a reread of the Mortal Instruments series, which is the only ones that I have read from the Shadowhunters Chronicles, but I want to get to Cassie Clare's more recent Shadowhunter books because I've just heard how great they are, and I actually own Chain of Gold, but I can't read it until I finish the rest of the books in the whole world. So the Citadel, we are actually doing a big read along of the Shadowhunter world, and so that's the one I'm on right now. I'm not very far into it. I don't even know how far I am into it, but it's definitely interesting to reread it and listen to the audiobook because apparently every Shadowhunter ever can only have a British accent, which was interesting, not something I remember from physically reading it back in 2014. And if you don't know, the Mortal Instruments series, City of Bones, follows Clary. She lives in New York City, and she goes out with her friends one night, and she sees a group of young teens killing what she believes to be a boy, but she soon finds out that he is a demon, and there is a whole world that she knows nothing about, and she gets thrust into it, and it becomes very personal for her. And it was a series that I really enjoyed when I read it back in 2014. I know it gets a little bit of flack now for being that old school YA trope, plus there's a bit of a weird thing that goes on with the romance, and I get where people are coming from, but I kind of knew that it wasn't a thing when I originally read it. I also wanted to do a little bit of a haul situation. So as I said, I was off last week, so my husband and I actually went to Barnes & Noble because I've been on a book buying ban. And I say that knowing that I've just uploaded a book haul, but keep in mind that was filmed back in April, and it was books accumulated from like November up till then, and I haven't bought any other books other than my book of the month picks, and I do have a couple of those in here. But we went to Barnes & Noble because he is also going to be reading now, and I'm so excited about that. So I had asked my friends in the Citadel which books they would recommend for him because he needs something that's fast-paced and really going to keep his attention. And obviously one that he and I had already discussed for him to pick up was Percy Jackson and the Olympians. The first book, The Lightning Thief. And this is one that I want to read. I know, I've never read Percy Jackson. I honestly couldn't even tell you the general synopsis other than it has something to do with Greek mythology. He remembers reading at least this one when he was in school and enjoying it. So we got this, and I do want to read the entire series as well. So we're going to kind of do a little mini husband-wife buddy read here at home. And the other one that the girls recommended for him was Scythe by Neil Shusterman. This is also one that I wanted to read, and he actually has already started it. He is on chapter 4, and he's really been enjoying it because he's been wanting to tell me about it, but since I want to read it, I told him he can't spoil anything. But this follows a perfect world, a perfect society. There's no sickness, there's no poverty. But as a catch in a world like this, obviously there has to be some kind of population control. So there are these people who are called scythes, and they get to choose who lives and who dies. And that's basically all I know about it. And like I said, he's really been enjoying it so far. So the fact that it's kept his attention, I know that it's going to keep my attention, and I can't wait to get into this so that he and I can discuss it more. As for the 3 books that I allowed myself to pick up, I got Yolk by Mary H.K. Choi, and Kalia and a few others in the Citadel have been raving about how great this book is, and I know that it follows 2 sisters who have very much differing personalities, and I believe one of them gets sick in the midst of them being a bit estranged, so it kind of follows that. I've heard that it's really emotional. Mel also said that the audiobook was really good for it, and I already found it on Scribd, so I think I'm going to listen to that and read along with my eyes during the readathon this weekend, which is happening again this weekend. Gotta love a good weekly vlog that falls into the readathon. But this edition is just so pretty. As you can see, it's got the hands that kind of carry over into the stenciled edging and onto the other sister on the back. And it's just so pretty, and underneath is black. And it has like the indentation of the sisters on it as well. And I really love this edition of this book, and I really can't wait to get into this one because I think I'm going to relate to the sibling dynamics a lot. Next is another one that Kristen has been telling us that we had to read ever since she read an arc of it, and that is Ace of Spades by Farida Abike Iyimide. And this was the Barnes & Noble YA book club, and this is their exclusive edition for that. And I think it just has an extra bonus chapter. There is a really cool indentation of a spade on here, and the spine is really pretty with the red lettering. But I just knew that I had to pick it up after I heard everyone raving about it. And I know that this one is said to have a bit of a Gossip Girl twist on it, in that there are secret messages going around that are revealing secrets about our 2 main characters, and I believe this book deals a lot with racism as well. So I'm very eager to get into it, and it's got a mystery aspect, trying to figure out who's spreading lies or sharing secrets. So I think this one's going to be really, really good. And then next, I bought a brick of a book, which, I mean, it's floppy, but it's still a brick. And that is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. And this is for the Le Fantasme book club in Mel's and Olivia Reads a Latte's book club through their Patreons. And this is the pick for July. So I went ahead and picked it up. And I mean, it is just beautifully floppy, but it is also scarily thick. I don't know. I don't know. I'm scared of this. And I mean, the text, it's not too terribly small, but it feels a little small. How many pages even is this? Oh, there's a whole glossary in the back with characters. Oh my gosh. Whew. Okay. And I could not tell you the plot of this. No idea. I have no idea what the plot is. But there's 804 pages in this book. And then this back here appears to just be like a glossary of characters and meanings of words and information that apparently is so pertinent that they had to make a glossary in the back. And then for Book of the Month picks, I've got Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid and The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. And these were my June picks. And this one, I'm not entirely sure what the plot is. I know that Taylor Jenkins Reid is a really beloved author, and this was a highly anticipated release for a lot of people. I haven't read anything by this author yet, but I do have the seven husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I think one of the husbands, this is his kids in this book. So that's pretty interesting, and I'm really looking forward to getting into this one. And then this one is from the same author as The Silent Patient, and this is on an academic setting. There is a professor, and I believe there's some kind of secret society. He might be a serial killer. I enjoyed The Silent Patient, and I didn't realize that it was such a cult favorite like it is until I got onto BookTube. So I'm really looking forward to this one, because if I enjoyed The Silent Patient, I'm hoping that his next novel will be one that I really love. So I was excited to get this, and I haven't read a thriller in a while, so I definitely should fix that soon. And then next I have The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, and this is one that I got from Day in the Citadel. She was so kindly letting us get some books that she was giving away. She was unhauling them, and she was so sweet and sent it to me. And she also put the cutest little note in here, and it's just got a little cat and a little bunny on it, and they're just the cutest little postcards, and there's a fox on the back, and it was just the sweetest thing that she did not have to do. And I will forever cherish this book and this note. I'm going to have to put it in here properly, but I'm really looking forward to this one. This is another one that I don't really know the plot of. I just have a couple friends who've been raving about it. It's been one that's been on my radar for a while, so when Day had it available, I knew that I had to snag it up quick. And then I have this package that I got when I came in and checked the mail today, and it feels like a book, but I don't think I've ordered anything, so this could be from someone in the Citadel. Will I ever make a video again and not mention the Citadel? Probably not, because honestly, I told my husband the other day, why don't I have these friends in real life? I have friends, you know, but it just feels like the people in the Citadel are just the greatest. And oh my gosh, it's gotta be from someone in the Citadel. Oh my gosh, it's Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. And I have read this one, and I loved it, and I am so happy to have a physical copy of this, because I can reread it and tab it. Oh my gosh, I am so freaking excited. Who sent this? This book was such a guilty pleasure for me. I hope you have fun reading it too. Enjoy, from Sydney. Sydney is the sweetest person ever, and she has a YouTube channel, and I will link her below, but you can also find her and several of my other Citadel friends on my main page on my featured channels. I have them all listed there. Birthday Girl follows a girl who has to move in with her boyfriend's dad after they stumble onto some financial troubles all of her boyfriend's making, and things start happening, and she ends up falling for her boyfriend's father. And I know that sounds so terrible, and it is a little taboo, and there obviously is an age gap, but I promise it's not as weird as it sounds. This was such a really good read, and I'm really excited to reread this and be able to tab it. So thank you, Sydney. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. But yeah, that was a very chatty intro to the reading vlog. I almost felt like I was doing an actual book haul there, but I do have a few things to get done around the house, especially finish dinner. But I think that that's going to be it for this little clip, and I'm going to get on finishing dinner, and then I will update you guys when I'm able to read a little bit. I'm probably going to listen to A Dark and Hollow Star while I cook, and then maybe tonight, if I have time when I lay down for bed, me and my husband can both read and I can pick up the romance book club. But I will let you guys know, and I will see you in a bit. Good morning. It is Friday morning, which means it has been a couple of days since I last updated you. Wednesday just wasn't really the greatest day for me, and then yesterday was kind of busy, and I was a little excited because when I got home, our Echo Dots that I bought from Amazon Prime Day were in, and so I was playing around with those, and I cleaned our kitchen. And then when my husband got home, we went over to my family's house and had dinner, so I didn't really have time to do an update or any reading. But I did finish the City of Bones audiobook yesterday while I was at work, and I did not care for the audiobook as much. I don't know, like the way the characters' voices were portrayed and just like their tones, it didn't match what I remember the characters to be. And I also did not realize from the first time I read this, obviously because I was younger. I mean, I wasn't that much younger. I was in my early 20s, but Clary was kind of a brat in the first book at least. But I did like it. It wasn't as gripping as I remember it to be when I first read it. Like, I just really fell in love with it and was so intrigued by it when I first read it. But obviously now, like, I knew what happened and how everything was going to play out, so I just wasn't as gripped by it all. But I did enjoy it. I'm probably going to give it 5 stars, which will be the first time I've rated it on Goodreads, because since I had read it so long ago, I didn't rate it when I first added it on there because I just couldn't really remember what I would have given it a rating for it. I probably would have given it 5 stars back then, but I knew that since some time had passed and obviously my reading tastes have changed and shifted a little bit, I didn't want to go ahead and do that right off the bat. So I'm probably going to give it 4 stars because I did enjoy it, and I was still intrigued by the story. I just wasn't as in love with it as I was the first time I read it. But since it is Friday, that means the readathon starts tonight, and I'm not going to call it a 24-hour readathon because we're doing like a little 48-hour thing exclusively in the Citadel, and we're all so excited. We're ready to do some sprinting over there, and sprinting with Mel and Jaleesa and Christine and Kristen, and it's going to be a really great time. But before I sit here and finish my coffee and eat my breakfast and read a little bit, I wanted to kind of give you my TBR. But first, I will tell you that I'm going to do everything I can to finish Dark and Hollow Star today. While I'm working, I'm going to listen to the audiobook on like 1.5 speed. I'm on chapter 13. Oh wait, no, I'm farther than that because I've been listening to the audiobook and I haven't updated my book. I think I'm like 40-something% through according to Scribd. So I think I can finish it today while I'm working, and then if not, I can at least finish it before the readathon starts tonight at 11 p.m. my time. As for actual readathon TBR, I'm going to finish the Bromance Book Club. I am on chapter 4, I think is what I said, chapter 3, and so I'm going to try to finish this one, and this will be the first one I pick up. I'm already tabbing it, so I'm excited about that because I'm really enjoying it. And then I'm also going to pick up Yolk by Mary H.K. Choi. This is one that I talked about in the beginning of this vlog, and I'm really excited about it because I think I'm going to find it so relatable, and I've heard that it is a tearjerker, and I want to read the trigger warnings in here because they said don't take them lightly, I believe, if you have any of these. So I just wanted to make note of those for everyone. It says, this is a work of fiction that mirrors aspects of my own history with disordered eating, dysmorphia, and bulimia. For those struggling with body image and food, this story might be emotionally expensive for you. Please be gentle with yourselves. Sensitivity is a superpower. And please know that there is no such thing as a bad body. Truly, take up space. It is your birthright.
love Mary. And I think Kalia said that loss of a child could also be a trigger warning as well. So take those into account before you pick this one up. And then I'm also going to read a couple things on my Kindle. I'm going to read a novella called The Billionaire's Fake Fiance. I'll put a picture of it over here because I'm not really sure on the author's name, but it's a little novella. I think it's like less than 200 pages, so I'm really hoping I can knock that one out. And then I'm finally going to get back into the Marvel comic book world. So I'm going to pick up Deadpool Classic Volume 1 on my Kindle as well, and obviously I'll be able to finish that one pretty quickly. I think I'm being a lot more humble, I guess, with my readathon TBR. Last time I was a little too ambitious, but I am really excited about this one, and I am looking forward to a very chill readathon with my friends this weekend, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But for now, I'm going to hop on my couch with my blanket and start my morning. I have about 20-ish minutes before I have to finish getting dressed and head off to work for the day. But I'm going to listen to the audiobook of A Dark and Hollow Star. And like I said, I hope I have an update for you guys when I get off work to say that I have finished it, because I have been reading it for entirely too long. And I don't think I mentioned this in my opening clip, but I've only read one book in the month of June, which is fine because it was a wonderful book. People We Meet on Vacation. I will talk about it in a wrap up coming to you soon, but it would be nice to get a few more books under my belt before the month ends. So with that being said, let me go actually read and quit talking, and I will see you guys later. Okay, I'm coming in with my junk food snack haul. I went in for just like a few things, and one of the things that I wanted they didn't even have, so I substituted and got a box of brownies. And so then I said, okay, well, I need ice cream to go on top of the brownies, so I got that. But I got the French onion dip and some chips, hot Cheetos, sunflower seeds, some chocolate bars. Gummy bears are my fave, and these things, I am obsessed with the Starbucks energy drinks. I usually get vanilla, but the last couple of times my store hasn't had the vanilla, and this time they had the caramel, so I'm gonna give that a try. I also love these, and I saw that they had a peach mango flavor, so I decided I needed to give that a try. And Day in the Citadel mentioned pizza rolls, and so now all I can think about is having some pizza rolls. And also we got some fresh tomatoes from a town about 30 minutes away. They are like known for growing these, so I actually think I'm about to cut one of these up right now and eat it with some salt. And then I have already like fruits, but let's be honest, this will be my go-to for the next 48 hours. But give me just a second and I will be coming at you with a reading update for A Dark and Hollow Star. Hi, hello, it is me, and I am home and off work, and I can tell you that I have gotten about 88% done with this. I think I'm on chapter like 33 or 34. So there's 39 chapters in total. So I can definitely finish this before the readathon starts. And I'm so excited because I know that last readathon, I was pretty confident that I could finish one of the books I was reading, Red, White, and Royal Blue, before the readathon started. And I was so confident about it, and it didn't happen. So I'm excited that I won't have to include this in my page count. And so I am so ready to be done with this. This will feel like such a feat when I finally finish this book. It is good. It's good, and I'm enjoying it. It's just very slow moving. There's, like I said before, a lot of world building to think about. There's a lot going on, like different parts of Fae lore and how it all comes together. It's just a whole lot, and I really think this story could have benefited from a glossary or family trees or something that we could kind of reference and help us better understand everything. Because like I said, there's a lot of characters, but the audiobook is for sure
the way to go on this. I've been listening to it while reading, and then also while doing other things, I'll listen to it on a slower pace, and it is on Scribd, and it's full cast, and it is wonderful, and I've really been enjoying it. And so I think that's really been helping me envision everything better. I will say that a couple of the POVs I didn't care too much for, but now that the plot is all kind of colliding, everyone has come together, it's gotten a bit more interesting. And obviously, since I'm towards the end of the book, things are starting to escalate, but I still could not tell you much of the plot about this other than it follows a group of fae who live in Toronto, and that's where their High King lives, and there are Ironborns being killed and people going missing, and an Ironborn is a half fae, half human. It goes from there, basically. We have to figure out who's killing these fae, these Ironborn, and why. And I can't tell you any more than that, but I can tell you that it's good, and I do enjoy the writing. It's just a lot for my brain to take in, and I think it's done well, but I think that the next book in the series is going to be a lot better and hopefully faster paced. I guess that's kind of where I'm struggling, because this isn't a fast-paced book. This is one that's been taking everybody quite some time to read. But yeah, so when I finish this one, I will update you guys. But for now, I'm going to eat my tomatoes with salt as my little snack, and then I'm going to take a nap. Probably Mel has a get ready with me live for the Patreon at 7 my time, so that's in a little less than an hour and a half, and then the readathon will start at 11 with sprints on Mel's channel. So I am so excited about this weekend. Everyone has just been so amped up in the Citadel. I think most everyone there is able to participate this time. So I'm ready. I've got my snacks. Bless you, Olive. Bless you. So that is my little update from now. I'm hoping to get some B-roll footage throughout this readathon, because I know that I haven't gotten much throughout the vlog. I had thought about doing some while I was shopping, but then I was like, I don't know. So anyway, I will see you guys after my nap, and hopefully I feel refreshed and ready to get some reading done. Good morning. So I have good news and I have some bad news. I ended up taking like a 3-hour nap instead of a 1-hour nap, and I missed Mel's sprints entirely at the beginning of the readathon. But the good news is that I finally finished A Dark and Hollow Star, and I feel such a relief. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars, and I really struggled whether or not I wanted to round it up on Goodreads, just because with like the reveal of the magic system and stuff, I'm still a little confused, especially with Arlo's particular magic and what all it's supposed to entail. I still don't know that I really understand or even vibe with what was going on. And there's still a lot that we don't know. Obviously, this is the beginning of a series, so there's a bit of a reveal at the end with the big bad, and it's not entirely resolved necessarily, so there's that. But I do think that the next installments will be quicker paced, just because the majority of the world building and character introduction is through now, and that's what took up a big portion of this book. I can tell that a lot of thought and work went into this story, because like I've said, there's just so much involved. And I think that the writing is well done and the characters are easily lovable. I think that's something that can really drive a series forward, is when people really fall in love with characters. So I'm looking forward to the second book, but I do really hope that it's faster paced than this one was, because I enjoyed it, but I just really struggled picking it up and getting through it quickly. And so then it had gotten to the point where I was just ready to finish. so that I could feel accomplished with it. And I've seen that with a lot of people who are also reading it, that they like it and are enjoying the story. It's just not the first thing they want to pick up as they're reading it. But as far as readathon goes, I have started the Bromance Book Club. I woke up at like 2 a.m. and I sprinted until about 5:30 with some of the girls on Discord. And I got to the very beginning of chapter 11. I'm on page 116. No, I'm sorry, 142. And I'm really enjoying this. I've been tabbing it and it's really funny. I've been laughing, and I've also been a little angry, a little sad in some parts. And so I know that it's going to get pretty hard hitting. It's really interesting to see this dynamic between a married couple. As someone who is recently married, my husband and I will be married for 1 year on September 5th. So it's interesting to kind of think about how you would handle these situations at such an early stage in my own marriage. But I really do like that this story is based on a couple who is already married, because we don't see that often. We don't get to see someone struggling in their current relationship and trying to rebuild it and kind of fall in love again and figure out those trials. We only get to see the beginning, and then it's like an assumed happily ever after. But real life isn't that way. There are really struggles in a marriage, and it can be really difficult, and it's hard work. You hear that, but you don't even realize it until it happens. So I'm really enjoying this. I enjoy the characters. The only one that I'm not a big fan of thus far is the sister, Liv. I understand where she's coming from in the need to protect her sister, especially with their family background, them having to be so close because their parents were absent pretty much. But she just kind of inserts herself into a place that I don't feel like she should. I think if Thea does ask for her advice or something of that nature, then sure, give your honest opinion. But if she hasn't asked, I don't feel like you should just insert yourself into the situation when you don't necessarily know like what's going on. It's not your relationship. So that's been a little frustrating. Like I said, I get where she's coming from, but at the same time, it's kind of annoying because I just want to say, mind your own business, But I'm really liking it. And I think now I'm going to turn on some music. It's a little rain coffee shop ambiance piano music YouTube video. I'm going to listen to it and lay in the bed and read for a little bit. And then I'll probably hop back on some sprints with the girls later. But right now I'm just kind of feeling a little drowsy, I guess, because obviously I only got 3 hours of sleep and I ain't as young as I once was, And so the girl in her early 20s could have really stayed up 24 hours and had the greatest time, but 28-year-old me is like craving sleep right now. But I am doing better, I think, than last time. I was at this point last time was very like, what am I doing? Yeah, I'm going to get to reading and I will give you guys an update and hopefully get some footage later of my snacks and just my day in general. I do have to take my dogs to the vet at 11, so I will probably get some cute little puppy footage, and then when I get back I'll read some more. But I'm hoping to finish this before I have to go. Like I said, I'm nearly halfway. You can see my bookmark there. So I definitely think I could do that before lunch because I read that first half really fast. So I have confidence in myself. And this readathon is going swell in comparison to the last one. So I'll see you guys in a little while. Hello. It is almost 9 p.m. on Saturday the 26th, and I just finished my first book of the readathon, the Romance Book Club, and I give it 5 stars. This was really good. I think it really portrayed the struggles of marriage really well. I will say that it deals heavily with miscommunication. It was very frustrating to me to see them communicate so poorly between one another. They would get pretty irritated and just kind of snap or just kind of say hurtful things to each other when they were upset without thinking before they spoke. And something else that it really touches on that I really liked is how important it is to be able to love yourself and have recognized things that could have affected the way that you love other people or how you open up to other people, from whether it be your childhood or just a singular event that happened in your life. It's so important to be able to recognize those things and be able to work through them, or it's going to affect your relationship, your marriage. I think that was just something that was just so important to talk about in this story. I don't know if I mentioned her sister. I did mention her sister was really kind of grating my nerves throughout the story, because she was constantly trying to insert herself into the situation and tell her sister what she should do and stay away from Gavin. And it wasn't her place. Now, things did get a little easier towards the end with her, and I don't dislike her as much. And I want to say the second or third book or something is even about her getting in a relationship with one of the guys from the book club. So I'm very interested to see that. And I know that a couple people struggled with like the second and third books as well. Like, they said they weren't as good as this one. So it'll be interesting to see how I enjoy that. But yeah, I think this was really good, and was very interesting to see too how they portrayed the fact that little things can just turn into these bigger arguments or disagreements without you even thinking about it. And then like you realize how stupid it is, but it's almost like you can't back down. Your pride won't let you. And so these are all things that are just, you really struggle with in a marriage. I think this was done really well. Now I'm going to pick up Deadpool Classic Volume 1 on my Kindle, and it's, like I said, about 9 p.m. almost here. So I should be able to finish it before the 11 o'clock end of the readathon, which is going to be great, because that will mean I have finished 2 books in the 24 hours, which is astronomically better than the last readathon I did. And then tomorrow I'll pick up Yolk with the audiobook and then finish out the 48-hour portion with The Billionaire's Fake Fiance. So I'm very excited about my progress so far. And I'm also very excited that I enjoyed the book. You probably saw all of my tabs, and I actually ran out of green tabs, which are for funny, and orange tabs for relatable. But yeah, I'm about to go pick up Deadpool now, and probably the next time I update you guys will be tomorrow, because I am pretty tired and I'll be ready to hit the hay as soon as I finish it. But for now, I bid you good night, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Okay, hi, hello. It is quite a few days later. It is actually Wednesday, so I haven't updated you guys since Saturday night, but welcome to the end of the vlog. Hello, how are you? Sunday, I did read a little bit, but it wasn't very much at all. We spent a lot of time on Sunday just hanging out as the Citadel. We watched Step Up 1 and Step Up 2, and we had a little game of Among Us later that evening. So a lot of reading was not happening, so I didn't really feel like updating, but I do believe that everything happens for a reason, and I think that I was meant to wait a few days to update this vlog because I have mail, and it feels like a book. It's kind of floppy, so it's probably a paperback, and I had no idea. I wasn't expecting this, so it must be something from my wish list. So I thought I would open it up before I wrapped up everything and talked about my reads. So let's see what this is. I don't know why Amazon perforates these because it literally does not. Oh, it works. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we've got. It's Lovely War by Julie Berry. Oh my gosh. Okay, who sent this? There is a note. Let's see. Oh, a small thank you for being so welcoming and warm with everyone. You are the glue in the citadel. I hope you love this one. It is personally my all-time favorite book. Would love to buddy read. From Yaya. Oh my gosh. So this is from Yaya in the Citadel, and I'm so excited. Thank you for calling me the glue to the Citadel. I don't know about that. I do love being over there and just greeting everyone and just having a great time. They're literally like my best friends now, and we've only known each other virtually since March, but this is the Lovely War, and I'm so excited. This is so beautiful in person. Like, oh my gosh. This is one that I've been really interested in reading, but it's floppy. We love it. Honestly, I think this follows a love story that is told by the Greek gods, and that is literally all I know. I put this on my wish list, on my TBR, after hearing Haley in Bookland rave about it constantly. This is one of her favorite books, and I've seen a few other people talk about it, but her especially, she mentions it all the time, and it just sounded like a really good concept to me. I believe it is also a historical fiction, and I do enjoy a historical fiction, even though I haven't read one in quite some time. One of my favorite books of all times is actually Eve's Daughters by Lynn Austen, and that is a historical fiction, and this kind of gives me similar vibes. So I am so excited about this. Thank you so much, Yaya. It is time to wrap up my reading for this 24-hour readathon vlog. That's really a 48-hour readathon vlog for the Citadel, but I pretty much only read for 24 hours. So I obviously finished The Bromance Book Club by Lyssa K. Adams, and I gave this one 5 stars. I've discussed it at length throughout this vlog, and I have several tabs, and it was just wonderful. This one was 339 pages done throughout the 24 hours. And then I also read Deadpool Classic Volume 1, which was 264 pages, and I rated it 4 stars. I did enjoy it. I am finding myself kind of getting adjusted to the whole comic book thing, but I do think it was interesting enough, and it was very interesting to see Deadpool in the comic form. He is still funny and sarcastic and hilarious, and I just really enjoyed seeing how he was introduced to the Marvel Universe. I'm looking forward to reading the rest of the volumes that are on that list I mentioned in the Comic Book Herald, and I don't think I linked that last time, even though I said I would, so I will definitely do that on this one if you are interested in checking that out and following along. That is the end of the vlog. I had the most fun in this readathon. We just had so much fun over on the Citadel, hanging out and laughing, and it was just a great time. I know that Mel and Jaleesa, Christine, and Kristen have kind of changed the formats of their sprints where they're even enjoying it themselves more, and it's just been a really great time. I felt really good at the end of the weekend and just de-stressed after hanging out with everyone and getting in some good laughs and enjoying the time, the downtime. It's definitely exhausting because obviously you're staying up and focusing so much on reading, but it's just so much fun, and I love doing them every month with my friends especially, and I don't know if it would be as much fun if I didn't have these friends to enjoy it with. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and please check the description where I have several resources, including book trigger warnings, and also my links to Book of the Month, my wish list, my socials, and all that can be found down below. And if I mentioned any booktubers, I will definitely link them as well. But please, if you participated in this readathon, tell me what you read, how many books you read, did you have a great time, and we can talk about all of the books in the comments below. But until next time, bye!